Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 2, Episode 10. Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle. Now, it starts off with, I guess we can start off with Giselle. Giselle, she's at home, she's with her kids, and it's nice to see her girls. The reason why we're seeing them is, I guess they're back from camp, and the mom is coming over to watch them, of course, while Giselle's away on vacation. And it's just the usual cute thing of saying house rules and ground rules while Giselle's called. She wants her kids to call her, FaceTime her 2 times a day. Aside from FaceTiming, of course, brush your teeth, do, well, I guess not homework, but whatever the third thing was. Her mom said there's no rules. The kids are like, yay! Giselle's like, and that's why you need to call me. I want anarchy in my house. But aside from that, Giselle needs to tell her mom that she doesn't think she's going to go out with Kevin anymore. And she knows that her mom loves Kevin like a son. So she's not sure how this is going to go. It turns out that her mom just wants her to be happy. And because Giselle presented it this way, Kevin and her have been friends. Kevin has stayed in the friend zone. She's not sure why he's unable to get out of the friend zone. And that's really that. So her mom's just like, all right, do what you need to do, be happy. She's a little shocked, but she'll take it. She'll take it and run with it. And that's really what matters. Now we see we see Robin with her 2 sons, and you know that they're rowdy, but I'm sorry. I get it that they're younger and all this stuff. That's great, but I wasn't like that. Obviously, every child is different. Obviously, Robin doesn't want to go and like stifle her kids' personalities. I know some parents are sometimes afraid of that, but Robin and Juan can do a little bit more sit down, stop it. That's it. No yelling, no hitting. But sometimes you need to let kids understand that you just need to chill out, relax a little bit. Because they can't just go, and I understand the public, they're fine. But there's no reason why at home they should be doing certain things. And even when she was just like, oh, mommy, and he was like, oh, whatever, and look at your wig and your hairline. I said, wait a minute, who has he been listening to? Who has he been listening? That's the problem. Who has he been listening to, or maybe overhearing? Aside from that, and you also saying, we're not doing that. You can go be rowdy, do stuff, but you're not coming at mommy. And where's Juan to be like, excuse me, what'd you say? Say again. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's my feeling on it. Karen, she's moving out of her house. I was correct last week when the cash offer came from overseas. It came from China. And Karen, she's getting out of Dodge so that she doesn't have to move out of the house, really. She'll have her Black Bill Gates do it for her. And everyone's going to the airport. Everyone gets on the plane. They're boarded up to have a nice time. Now they're in Bermuda. They're on, really in the van, just kind of preparing. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. They're at the hotel. So now it's time to break up into separate groups and to go into different rooms. In one room, we have Charisse along with our girl Monique, and was Ashley with her as well, if I'm not mistaken. But they're going to see what happens there. They did notice that in the rooms, the little welcome gift, it was from Karen. Now, what I will say is, if Karen was the one who thought of it, then it makes sense that her name is on it and not Charisse. I understand. I feel like if this was more so a coming together and you two were planning everything, then yes, having Charisse's name on there would have been lovely. But let's stop acting like Charisse planned the whole thing. Karen wanted someone else to come in and make sure that was done right, so she brought in Charisse. And the thing is, Karen made it clear at some point, that she was the one in charge and controlling everything. So I guess now we're going to go make a big deal out of the fact that in the room, in all the rooms, in the welcome gifts, that the welcome to Bermuda trip, it only has Karen's name on it. Again, would it have been nice if Charisse's name was on it? Yeah. But let's stop acting like her name needs to be on there because this was a true coming together of friends in order to plan this epic trip. Because that's not the case at all. Not at all. Next off, we have this Charisse did go and do an upgrade. She said she still has access to Eddie's money, so while she still has it, she has it completely unlocked and not unlocked down. She's gonna go with upgrade. She has 2 floors. Yes, she has 2 floors of the hotel. I said, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Uh, Giselle's trying to figure out with what do you call it, with Robin, what's going on with everyone, what's going on with Karen, what's going on with Charisse, what's her being on the trip with Monique. It's gonna be fine because she stays on her side and Giselle stay on her side of the island, and they'll be good. I said, no, that's not how this works in real life. That sounds nice, but it doesn't. So there's a luncheon, and they have these dancers. I forgot what the dancers were called. Oh, the Gambi dancers. And it was cool. Everyone was able to let loose, have some fun. When Ashley said her cooter was sweating, I said, oh God, Ashley, we doing this again? We doing this again? And then Monique said something herself. I forgot what it was about sweat. And I guess the way how she sounds, like, oh, Monique, she didn't have to share that. But that's how I feel with her sometimes. It's like, oh, you didn't have to share that. You didn't have to share that. But I'm not offended. I'm not, oh my God, oh, unclassy, oh, your vernacular is so limited, and oh. Because that's the issue that Giselle has with her. Now, at the table, it was not about Monique or Giselle. It was about Karen and Charisse. Karen and Charisse had this, it came to blows verbally because they were trying to figure out what's the problem. They both trying to figure out what's the problem. Charisse is trying to figure out, I understand why you told me that you were going to come on and I was going to come on and help you, Karen, and my name isn't on this because Monique brought it up. Normally when there's a gift and it's done by the host or hostesses, both things will be on there. So I was a little surprised that Charisse's name wasn't on there. Now, I'm thinking, does this really need to be brought up? No. I said, this is not really need to be brought up. But hey, we need content. We need content. And for the sake of being transparent, why not? Why not? Because everyone, well, when I say everyone, half the table was on board. The other half was like, yeah, but anyway, who cares? And Karen just made very clear. Charisse didn't want to come on as the assistant, so she wasn't coming on as anything else, period. I said, wait, what? Charisse had that look of, I find it very interesting that you're saying that even though you wanted my assistant. Well, look, this is how this is going to be because you didn't want to go and be the assistant, so I didn't see you as the co-planner. You weren't there every step of the way for everything else, so why am I trying to go and give you these type of labels to make you feel better? I feel like that's what it is. Why did they do this, do that to make you feel better? That's what it feels like to me. Now, they said, look, we'll let bygones be bygones for now. Let's go to Charisse's loft. Let's go to her loft, her ensuite, and see the ensuite and everything. So they go into her room. I have a feeling that, as long as everyone's nice, maybe they can go and have breakfast in Charisse's room or something. Because that would have been cool. While that's going on, we do have Karen. She's going around, and first she talks to Giselle. She says that she, thanks to, of course, her Black Bill Gates, helped plan something with America Cup. And so tomorrow, they'll be with America Cup. And when I say they, I mean Karen, Giselle, and then she also tells Monique. The interesting thing about that is, of course, she makes sure that neither of them bring it up. Charisse is, she's a little lit. She's a little litty. And because of that, she's dropping glasses left and right. They said, are you good? That's bad luck. I don't know what type of juju you have around you, but I guess we're done. Good night. We don't want that type of energy. We don't want that type of energy for us. No, we don't. And, of course, it's the morning after. We see this little thing between Charisse with Robin, and that only happened because they're trying to figure out, interesting. So we're here. I know Ashley's coming. Where's the rest of the dang group? Where's the rest of the dang group? But speaking of the rest of the dang group, Karen and Giselle were already on the van. Here comes Monique. Oh, Giselle had to look up, hey, how you doing? Okay, good. Monique was like, really? with this one. Karen, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Now, what I appreciate about this, this car ride is the fact that they spoke their piece. There's one thing I can say about these two. They're very similar, and they're very similar in many cases, but especially in the sense where Monique and Giselle, they really, really, really are different. They're different. They see things very differently. Their communication styles are very different. Because of that, whenever one does this, the other one doesn't like it, and so on and so forth. But they tell each other that they tell each other and they show each other that they don't like each other or like some of their actions or their vernaculars or what have you. That's what I can say about them as they're not friends, but as a pair, that at least that they're honest enough to be like, oh yeah, I thought you were jealous of me. I thought you were jealous of me. I thought you were a little crass. Oh, I thought you were jealous of me. It's like, why would it be jealous of you? Why would I be jealous of you? And they just decide to let bygones be bygones because they're not going to get along. I said, that's fine. That's fine. That was pretty much what they already said they were going to do. So this didn't work out any miracles, but maybe it did. Maybe it took the extra tension so that they could at least say, hi, how you doing during the event instead of just giving each other the cold shoulder. Because they're going to be on a small boat with each other for most of the day. So they're going to have to get along. Now, like I said, Charisse and Ashley, along with Robin, they have to go and do their own thing because Charisse planned this event. Well, it was actually jet skis, the water event for that day. Karen said, I don't care. To show you how little I care, I'm going to go and plan something on top of what you were doing. Obviously, I'm sure America Cup had a tight schedule, but still, she didn't let them know. And that was for a reason, a major reason. So they'll work with America Cup, as we know, and they're also doing, hold on. Yeah, and this America Cup is it's Team Japan. It's Team Japan, which makes sense because I saw the SoftBank logo embroidered all over the equipment. So I said, all right, because SoftBank, a huge, it was like a mobile operator turned into an investment firm. They actually own Sprint, among Alibaba, all that stuff, what have you. Now, the thing is that this requires coordination and togetherness. So if ladies can't get along, it's not going to be a fun time. It's not. Charisse and the water sports, i.e. the jet ski, not the jet ski, what was it called? Yeah, I think it's called jet ski. Look, Robin was like, yeah, like a boss. Ashley was like, yeah, like a boss. Charisse is like, okay, woo, because there's no brakes. So it's either you go slow or you go fast and hold on for dear life. Now, the ladies essentially have to go on this netting. They have to go from one boat, go into this netting, and when the sail direction changes, jump over to the other side, then get back on the netting and get back on the boat. And it's, for them it's not timed, but this is just what they have to do. And the thing is, Karen goes first because she wants to show them how it's done. So it's like, okay, Karen, do you. Giselle is actually comforting Monique because she's not comfortable with water. She's not a good swimmer. It's not that she can't, but if you were to say, okay, throw her in the water and can she swim back to shore, and the shore is pretty close, maybe not. So she's definitely not a strong swimmer, not comfortable out on the water like that. And it's like, don't worry, you got this, just stay calm. And like, even like, just like patting her leg, like, just relax, just breathe, kumbaya, namaste. I said, that's nice. That's nice. And I appreciate the fact that even though they're not close, they're not friends, they could at least still be there for each other, because this is something serious. Like, you can actually hurt yourself. You can end up in the water and something happens. So I appreciate that. And they all get through it, because it looked like at first Monique got hit, and so then something bad happened. But no, it was the thing hit her, but it didn't do any damage. It just hit her in a weird position. So that's why they're like, oh, whoa, 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 is she okay? That's all. Now, we get to this weird moment on the beach with Charisse, Ashley, and Robin. And this is where they get to say what's going on in their relationships. This is where Ashley acknowledges the fact that she's going through issues with Michael and that they had a huge fight before the event that she threw for her restaurant. The restaurant is doing better, but she still doesn't feel like she's going to have kids with him. And I said I respect that a lot because a lot of us are thinking Ashley had that child, get that money, but look, if he's the one with the income nowadays, he could go and get primary custody. That's what can happen nowadays. So it's not as clear cut as people thought it was years and years ago. Robin says that she acknowledges how the therapist tells her she's to go on a date, and it was just like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. They're like, how do you think Juan would feel watching the kids while you're on a date? I'm thinking it doesn't matter because Juan wants out. She just doesn't know it yet. Charisse is still dealing with the fact that it's her birthday, and also it was her anniversary, so she even texted Eddie when she first got there, and he didn't reply back. That's a joke. It was a joke. But still, no, she did send him the text. But it was a joke as far as expecting him to reply back. Now, everything's fine, like I said, with Karen's group. And it went on with a success. Giselle and Monique are actually happy. They have no issues being a certain distance from each other. It's great. The only other issue is that now they need to focus on Karen and Charisse. Because Karen and Charisse, they've been giving each other some type of nasty energy the entire time. And everyone knows it. Everyone sees it. They're the only ones that aren't acknowledging it. And so everyone's back at the hotel. Charisse has her makeup artist. Karen has her hairstylist. So they essentially have everything that they need to make sure the girls are together for each main event and venue. But we get into this weird space of now, again, it really is one side versus the other because they're also getting ready separately, meaning that Charisse and her group, they're kind of talking about Karen and how Karen has been inconsiderate this whole trip, especially with going and setting up something on the day that you were supposed to do something and not giving you the courtesy of at least saying that that was going to happen. I said, truth, because she did say, if you're going to be doing the trip, this is what you can do. So I get it because tomorrow it's going to be Karen's, and probably for the rest of the trip it's going to be mainly Karen's stuff. They're not going to be there for days and days on. I don't think they have that type of budget yet. They have a budget, but they don't have a Real Housewives of Atlanta budget yet. I thought it was interesting that Robin was the one that went over to kind of tell Karen about herself and say, it's pretty messed up that you went and did X, Y, and Z, and you didn't at least let us know through a text message. Karen didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear it. She was like, oh, okay. And the thing is, because Karen felt like she knew where it was really coming from, she didn't really give Robin any type of flack or attitude. Once Robin left, the producers came and I said, really? We didn't really need to go and see producer talk to make it seem like, oh my gosh, it became this huge thing. No, Karen was just venting and her mic was still on. So we heard Karen was just like, you know what? I'm tired of that B, as in Charisse. She's always trying to make things about her and it's not about her, and she's trying to act super immature and all of that. I said, okay, this clearly isn't what we thought it was. It's not as big of an issue as they were making it seem. It's a problem and it's going to get bigger, but I feel like this is just a general misunderstanding. I feel like because we always hear about money and Sharice's just like, well, I did this and that, and it's going to come to the whole thing of, well, it's not your money, it's Eddie's money. Just like how when Giselle in this episode was trying to tell Monique that it's not your money, it's your husband's money. But Monique said, wait a minute, your husband's still paying for a lot of stuff that's yours as well. Let's just be real about that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that as fact. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think it's definitely getting blown out of proportion. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.